lifeline after 25 days of relentless Israeli bombardment. The first group of people have been allowed out. These are live pictures of the border crossing where people are starting to enter into Egypt. Palestinian officials say the number allowed to cross is limited. Seriously wounded Palestinians and foreign nationals are the ones who've been authorized to enter Egypt. Let's speak now to our correspondent inside Gaza, Safwat Al-Khalout. He's using an international SIM card and so is able to connect to us because all other communications in Gaza are down and have been for the last few hours. Safwat, first of all, let's talk about Rafah. We've got a lot of people there, a few hundred perhaps crowded at the crossing. The gate has opened. They now look like they're waiting to be processed before heading into Egypt. What information are you able to give us?
So, as we were informed by the crossing authorities that Egypt officially announced the opening for the first time of Rafah crossing to allow the evacuation of 81 injured Palestinians from the war injuries who are in critical condition. Adding to that, a list of hundreds of foreigners or Palestinian with dual citizenship, but they were received information by their embassies through the Red Cross to go through Rafah crossing. So it's not something random that everybody who with a foreign nationality can go now to Rafah. There is a specific plan for the foreigners to leave through the Rafah crossing. We had a quick check on the list of the foreigners. They include Europeans, Asians, and other nationalities as well. But still, everybody should go based on orders from his embassy that coordinates with the Egyptian side.
Safwat, do you know if anyone who's not been informed is also trying to make their way down to the Rafah crossing to get out?
But from the first days of the war, hundreds of Palestinians, they tried to reach Rafah crossing to move outside the Gaza Strip since they were under the Israeli fire. So, but then when they realized that it needs a higher level, political level, to open the crossing for them, they just went back home. Now there is no way that anyone can cross without special coordination, although they carry Palestinian or foreign nationality. Many people, they are willing to leave and to get displaced to another place. Some people, they don't mind even to move to the Sinai to at least to find a shelter from the intensive Israeli fire, either airstrike or artillery, especially when the situation is getting even worse in terms of Israeli tanks invading the north and Gaza City.
Okay, Safwat Al-Khalout, thanks very much for the moment for joining us there from Gaza. Let's now go to Hani Mahmoud. He joins us via satellite link from Khan Yunis, also inside the Gaza Strip. Hani, you are outside one of those hospitals which is going to be releasing a small number of seriously injured Palestinians to Egyptian ambulances. Talk us through what you're hearing about the process.
Well, so far the process is going as it planned. With an expected delay happening, unfortunately, for hospitals in Gaza and the northern part of Gaza, where they were asked to send seriously wounded Palestinian. Now, there's something that we should know about this process. Only the reason there is a limited number is because we have life-threatening situations. A life-threatening condition for those seriously wounded Palestinians. The other thing is these are the individuals who were in the ICU units for the past 2 weeks. So the priority is given to these people. The problem now that is going to delay the process is due to lack of a safe corridor from northern part of Gaza and Gaza City to the southern part. The ambulance vehicle have not moved yet. There is a demand for a safe route or a safe passage for ambulance vehicle from Shifa Hospital as well as other hospital in order, the Indonesian hospital, just to make it through to the southern part and then Rafah crossing. So we're expecting this delay for the coming hours. But so far we know that the Egyptian ambulance vehicle have arrived to the Egyptian side of the Rafah crossing. They are in line and they are waiting for Palestinians ambulance vehicle to reach the gate, and then a transfer of wounded Palestinians will take place to the Egyptian ambulance vehicle, which will take them to a field hospital in Sheikh Zayed city, to the southern of Rafah city in the Egyptian side. And this has been, it was established, I believe, in the past 2 days, a field hospital as a receiving point. And then from there, those wounded Palestinians will be taken to designated hospitals, either within the vicinity or to Cairo. There is also another update about foreign nationals and Palestinians with the dual citizenship who are still at the Rafah crossing. Have been trying for the past 2-3 weeks to get out of Gaza with appeals and calls with the government officials and their embassies. But we learned from our source, and this has been confirmed, the entry, the permission for the wounded, for Palestinians who are seriously wounded and foreign nationals will happen at the same time, simultaneously. It's like one package of people leaving Gaza, and that's it. There won't be a two process going on. And that's the latest of what we heard. And due to disabled communication, we're not hearing more about what's going to happen, but we're expecting a delay coming from the hospitals in Gaza, at Shifa Hospital and the Indonesian hospital.
Okay, Hani, we've also obviously had a huge bombing yesterday in Jabalia refugee camp, a number of strikes on that camp, which was a very densely populated area in the very densely populated strip. What is the latest that you're hearing about that? And I appreciate that communications have been cut in Gaza since the early hours of this morning, so it's difficult to get updates.
Yes. Yes. Well, the situations in Jabalia refugee camps are very catastrophic due to the mass bombardment of an entire residential block. At least 6 buildings of multiple story building were bombed at the same time. We're talking about multiple airstrikes happening at 1 minute or within like very, very short time without a warning. People were not given a warning to evacuate. And they were not even given the time to run for their life. So it happened all of a sudden. Unpredictable bombs fell on people who were in that area. We're talking about at least 500 people who were inside those buildings. That's the minimum. We know it's a very crowded area, and those buildings came down right at the same time. Initial reports talk about at least 100 or a little over 100 people were killed right at the spot. However, we are expecting the number to rise as there are people under the rubbles, and with giving the intensity and the of the bombardment, the entire area turned into a pile of ruins. It will be very difficult to dig in and find people under the rubble. It will take days probably, and with the lack of equipment and machinery to do this, the civil defense personnel will find it very difficult to get people from under the rubble. But we have family members who said they know they have relatives who are still under these rubbles, and it will be very difficult in the coming days to see how this will play itself out. But it was such a tragic event.
Okay, Hani Mahmoud, thanks very much for bringing us the update there from Khan Yunis.